stool over here, and we've got the Canadian goose. What is he doing here? And the goose is saying she invited me to dinner. She's a cat. She likes things freshly killed. And here's the day after Thanksgiving. Kind of hard to read, but oops, I gotta kill the sound here. And I gotta kill the sound there. Well, at least we know the sound's working now. And we have the day after Thanksgiving. Cat Boss and Canadian Goose at the bar. I think, day after Thanksgiving would be a Friday. So, yeah, they're at the bar, but we don't have Dino, Bo, or Phydeaux. They invited you to Thanksgiving dinner? Yeah, the human threw me out. How rude. Tell him you booted. Humans. He's Canadian, so he has to say boot, about boot. Tell me you booted. Humans. I'll have you over. I'll have you over for dinner. Are you going to try to eat me? I am a cat. What do you think? They had to do two different voices there. It's really difficult for me to switch. See, the Canadian voice is very, very difficult, as you can tell.
Yes. I've heard how difficult.
So this one requires some finished penciling. We might as well get to work on that. I'll read up the rest of the stuff in dribs and drabs, just to keep things somewhat interesting. Let's see. Cartoonist has to get hydrated.
Yes, that is a cartoon.
All right. And again, cartoonists are the filthiest creatures in the world, so I've got to put on a glove in order not to get this all dirty. Yet I still end up getting it dirty. Right, Chief Colorist?
No. Why don't you pan down to the floor? See, I mean,
I pick up those eraser crumbs.
Sorry, I'm a little off. The 12 o'clock kind of threw itself at me.
It snuck up on you.
Yeah.
Rainy day for an arthritic.
This is true.
So I don't have time to go over to the chat, but we have with us a very special guest. The president of the Phydeaux Fans Club. Phydeaux, P-H-A-N-S. Phydeaux Fans, get it? Ha, ha.
That's very clever.
We're so clever. Mm-hmm. Well, self-appointed president of the Phydeaux Fans Club. I didn't tell her she could have the job.
Don't be turning away fans. Welcome, everyone.
If she's willing to put in the work, fine.
More power to her.
Charming young lady. Oh, charming young lady, of course. You hear the wife typing away there, so they're probably conspiring against me.
No.
You know how women are when they get together?
What, lovely and fun?
Yes, all that stuff. So, for the first time, I think maybe the second time, the cat boss without his without his jacket on. So, Chief Colors, this is a white shirt. I don't want it to be orange, which you've done in the past. About the Canadian geese, I don't quite know if I should have them use their wings as arms, whether I should anthropomorphize them like that or not. But I want to get this one clambering up on a bar stool. And the only way I could see doing it was having him have one wing up here on the bar. Another one wrapping around the bar stool here. It's still somewhat new characters, so I haven't really fleshed them out.
You'll get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably.
Long periods of silence followed by.
Now, what am I going to do here? So, Black Panther Wakanda has come out.
Oh, Wakanda forever.
Yeah, 2 hours and 40 minutes. Close enough to it.
That's almost perfect.
How much did that movie? I think I wrote it down here. How much did that movie cost? What, 260 million?
Sounds about right.
Boy, Disney's gonna wish they had that money back.
Why? Put it into the parks? Oh no, wait.
No, they're not doing that. No. Probably to pay for the exit package of the president, his golden parachute, and to pay the paycheck of his replacement.
Who would be his replacement?
Anybody. We know Disney is. I'm guessing it'll be a woman. You know, Disney basically hires now not because of talent, but because of race or gender. Going to say something really incorrect here, but
No.
I love my doctor because she came up in the day in which to be a female doctor, you had to work harder than the guy. I would not have a female doctor who was educated in today's world. We're not doing anybody any favors. That's the problem with a lot of the shows. The younger generation here, the kids seem to be getting promoted. Before they before they're ready.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not just a woman, man, woman, or POC matter. Even the crusty old white guys are not there anymore. Look at Doctor Who. They pulled basically a kid who was raised on it as a fan, gave him carte blanche to run it into the ground.
Maybe that's actually what they're hiring for. Like, are you able to run things into the ground? You've got the job.
Disney Star Wars needs you. Lucasfilm needs you.
Are you able to write something that's going to completely piss off everyone? Then you have a job.
Subverting expectations.
Oh no.
101. It's like a class that they teach.
Film school now has that as a class. The subverting expectations 101.
That doesn't exist yet, but Ryan Johnson's Last Jedi Last July is taught in a college course on how not to write. And Weird Al Yankovic has made a film. No one's going to see it.
I was just going to say, I wasn't going to say that, but I was going to say, what is it?
Roku.
Oh.
I think your aunt used to have one many years ago. That's the only time I've ever seen a Roku device.
My aunt?
Yeah, Gail.
Gail's not my aunt, she's my cousin.
Okay, your elderly cousin.
She's not that much older than me, yeah. I didn't know she had one.
Yeah, I saw one over back when she owned a house. Now she's, it probably never made the move when she sold the place. Al, I think more people would have seen it if you just played it in your closet.
Does he have a YouTube channel?
I don't know. Daniel Radcliffe plays Weird Al. Harry Potter, if you can believe it.
I have seen the pictures, and it's not a bad casting.
Really? All right.
You haven't seen it?
No. I don't have a Roku device, and I'm not going to waste my time looking it up on.
No, I mean pictures.
Why would I look at pictures? It's something I know I will never see. A lot, much like Kevin Smith's third Clerks film. So I don't even bother.
I loved Kevin Smith.
The whole View Askew universe. Jay and Silent Bob and Dogma, great film, as I've stated many times. He just turned into a Hollywood douche, and Kevin defends himself, saying, "Well, hey, I wanted to make films. This is how you're going to be out here." Well, okay.
I feel like we've had this discussion about him on live before.
Yeah, probably. But then again, we've had discussions about why, how great things would be if Star Wars didn't suck. And I think we've discussed the Chancellor of Germany a few times. Seems to be we have the same same topics on every episode. So we do a short series here, tentatively titled "Bo Gets Lucky" or "Bo Gets Unlucky." This is Jane, Bo, and Phydeaux. Hello, Phydeaux. Belly scratcher. And they hug. Kind of heartwarming. Good to see you. Is she going to be here for the game? Game? Yeah, Bogash said he was going to score.
That's very wrong. Very wrong.
Yeah. So behind the scenes cartooning here, when I was drawing this, I had to figure out a way of getting Phydeaux's dialogue box to the left when Jane was on his left. So he gave her a hug, and now he's talking over her shoulder. Therefore, the dialogue box lines up well. So, carrying us on. I guess it's late at night. Goes in bed, and Phydeaux comes up to give him this important bit of news. Cats stink.
Oh.
And Felicia has to come in to clarify. Cats, in fact, smell like sweet flowers in the springtime. You do not. I'm just trying to give them both sides of the issue. It doesn't have to be true. And, they're still in the bedroom here. Phydeaux, Felicia, Bo, and Jane. I'm not listening to you. I was saying. And he's got the pillow over his ears. La, 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 la. And Felicia, I give up. She walks away, and Phydeaux, tail wagging. Did you see me win that argument?
Yes, you won, huh? Yep.
Yes. This one requires, since we got the pencil out, let's get a little work done on this. And then we can continue with the Uh, so Disney has put the new Iron Man in the Black Panther film. Or Iron Woman, I guess. Iron Girl.
I was just going to correct you and say I didn't think it was Iron Man.
Iron Girl.
Iron Woman.
And I guess she just is so brilliant. She's able. They talk about her making quantum computers.
Oh.
I don't know how you make a quantum computer without, like a factory. But anyway.
What? You just need a little duct tape and a couple of tools.
Well, that's apparently all she needed to make an Iron Man uniform. Apparently, she makes it out of spare car parts and such.
Well, Tony did make it out of whatever was in that cake. So
no, he made it out of Stark Industry missile technology. They showed the missile the Jericho that they wanted him to build, and they gave him a Jericho missile. And he made the arc reactor, which is to power. What's Ironheart powering her suit with? Oh, we don't know. It just works. Oh, anyway.
The power of.
Did you see this Iron Man armor? The Iron Girl armor?
No.
It looks so fake.
Oh, no.
It's got like a heart shape on the thrusters in the back make a heart shape. So it's like she's got big shoulder pads. Well,
was she created in the 80s?
Never a popular comic book. I never read it. It was sort of in that era when Marvel was trying to commit suicide. Although, Disney's trying, whatever. Disney's not doing Disney's basically following in their footsteps. None of these things were successful, like the female Iron Man or the female Thor. Iron Man and who else? Well, they just
have they done a Spider Woman?
Sort of Spider-Gwen, but that's all like parallel universe characters. They even have Peter Porker, Spider Pig.
Oh.
Just as a very tongue-in-cheek joke, is early multiverse stuff. But it wasn't meant as serious. These things are meant to be serious. Like
Which is frightening.
Stand aside, guys. Here come the girls. Oh, don't even say that. It doesn't matter the gender. If you write something interesting, they will come. The new Doctor Who, the female Doctor Who's gone. They've now replaced her with a
new old.
No, with a POC homosexual man. I hate saying POC. I don't know, but a black homosexual man. But he's not available now, so they're bringing in David Tennant as a bridge character for a year or so until they're able to get this guy. And
that would get people watching.
Well, David Tennant can't save their ass if they're not going to write a good story for him. And maybe this POC black guy will be... No, well, he can only be good if they write a good story for him. They put that poor woman out there to play Doctor Who with crap.
You're not wrong.
We don't care. The Chucky film we saw a while ago, the main character was a homosexual. Who cared? The story has kept us there going. You're not shocking us. But they think they're going to inoculate. They think they're going to inoculate themselves from all sorts of criticism because they've brought in a person of a different race or a different color than what you're expecting. So that if we say, "Oh, I don't like it," oh, that's because you're a racist. No, that's because the story sucked. And by hiring a black homosexual to play Doctor Who, I can already tell that they're planning on trying to get away with shitty stories. Because, well, we don't have to do the hard work, because if it's not good and they cancel us, we can say they canceled us because of racism, homophobia. That's whatever. They have 3 or 4 different things they can go with this guy. They can say homophobia, they can say racism, or they can say I don't know, what else can they say? You have taste. I don't know.
Sexism, ageism.
You like good science fiction. You horrible person. That's why you didn't like this. You like well-written, well-done shows. How dare you?
Well, that's not what we planned.
Oh, we're gonna shock and awe them. Hey, let's bring in some sort of transgendered superhero. We need a transgender superhero.
So, I see it's going to be raining like all day.
You gotta bring in she brings in the weather whenever she thinks I've gone too far. That's the one thing you can't beat up on these days, transgenders.
Or anybody. Stop.
I get up on Irish people.
Oh, okay.
They don't care.
That's true.
Whiskey's a good thing. Oh, and to answer that question from last week, Matt Parker and Trey Stone from South Park are the ones making a musical about slave reparations. I don't know why they would want to do that. I don't know why they want to touch that minefield.
They got cocky after the what the hell is that called?
Team Mormons, Book of Mormon, Team America.
Mormon,
Yeah, it's also.
Oh yeah, Team America. Yeah, I forgot about Team America.
Well, who were going to defend the Mormons? You might as well make a musical about Scientology. They'll defend themselves more than the Mormons will.
Sure.
You make fun of a Mormon, they just sort of smile at you and carry on. They're very nice people. They're like Canadians. But Scientologists are nasty buggers. They'll go after you. Vengeance is theirs. They're as bad as the Satanists. No, if Matt and Trey were really brave, they'd make a Scientology musical.
They did an episode.
Yeah. And what happened to them there?
It was written by John Smith, edited by John Smith, show creator John Smith.
Mom, Tom Cruise won't come out of the closet.
Ooh, it's gonna be nice in here.
Tom Cruise is still the only one who can make a good film. A good film, which would have been mediocre by normal standards, but since, in comparison to what we got these days, Tom Cruise made a genius, wonderful film. I did not see Tom Cruise's film, but I see there's a part where he flies his old plane from the original film. Apparently what happens is he's shot down in whatever strange country this is, and when he just happens to find an F-14 Tomcat gassed up and ready to go in this foreign country. I had no idea that the Americans still sold and supported that aircraft. You see, the way these aircraft work is they're so technically complicated that you can't just have the aircraft. You have to have the people who do the maintenance and the parts. And I guess Lockheed Martin is still supplying Tomcat parts. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong here. No one else that I know of has brought up this question because they love the movie so much. So maybe I'm completely wet. And yes, they do have a program where they're still making the replacement parts and doing the updates with whatever software there is on that particular airplane.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure I'm just all wet, and that was entirely likely that they would find his old airplane model.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Of course, minor plot holes just point to it being like a typical action film. You shut off your mind. It's not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be enjoy. It's not supposed to be art, which is why it should not be given credit as being such a genius film. It's not. It's just a normal piece of crap film that we would have ignored if things weren't so bad in Hollywood today.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, mediocrity breeds contempt, whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, Disney's going to wish they had that money back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, stock is down considerably. And it's going to go lower, of course. They're not doing the maintenance on their parks. They're overcharging for everything.
Yeah.
Galactic Star Cruiser is an inadvisable product. What is it? 1/3 full or 2/3 empty?
1/3 full. Let's be an optimist.
That's how Disney would put it. Oh, gee, let's find the good in this. It's 1/3 full. Oh, shucks, Mickey, you got me there. So we can probably do a bankruptcy watch. Who's going to go bankrupt first? And the candidates are, of course, Disney, with both Star Wars and Marvel, and this horrible television network, Disney Plus, that they should close down, cease operations, fire everybody, and then rent out all the Marvel and Disney stuff that they have to other people who will pay them money so that they can start paying a dividend again to their long-suffering stockholders. Make the stock worth owning again.
Oh, no.
Then there's Paramount, who has Star Trek. Hey, see if anyone notices a pattern here. There's Paramount that has Star Trek. They're facing some pretty dire financial situations. And then there's Sony. What does Sony have?
Spider-Man.
Yeah, they're doing well. Go figure. Now, I'm going to put Amazon on this list as well.
Okay, but we don't want Amazon to go away.
Only because we want our free shipping. But they're selling, well, they're not making any money on their shipping. They're losing money. Okay, they're bringing in a cash flow, but the cash flow is soon not going to be enough to pay interest on the debt that they owe. And you can't just throw away $1 billion
Oh,
and
you
not
can.
feel it. They got to feel that.
Mhm.
That hurts. Rings of power.
Mhm.
All right. Word balloon here. And some folks may remember last week I screwed up the arrow on a word balloon.
Oh no.
I don't know how these things get through both me and the editor, chief colorist, but it got through both of us.
Chief colorist doesn't want to make editorial changes.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Continuing on the Bo Gets Lucky evening. Felicia's sort of playing with one of Jane's shoes. They're trying to sleep, and Phydeaux comes in the room. Quiet! Bo's trying to sleep. In the middle of the night? That's when humans do that. Well, what's she doing here? Leaving! And off she storms. No, this one already has to finish penciling. So can I go to inking now? Let's see.
Can you?
Yeah, maybe. I don't think I've read everything. This requires a border. Yeah, the border's done there. So let's pull out the brush and we can do the border on this one. With lettering on this one. Yep. We know what we're doing. All right. It's the time of the broadcast. Will you choose your weapon?
Aha.
This brush has yet to be touched.
Oh.
This brush with the plastic top is one of the old ones that's slightly worn down on the tip. I keep it usually for doing borders and such.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is our new star, the one in the middle. Look at that sharp, lovely point right there. Beautiful. Well, I'm going to take the border brush.
Mm-hmm.
Also works pretty well for lettering.
Dual purposes.
Shake up the ink. Get plenty of rainy days and Sundays always get Disney down. So the only good thing on Disney Plus apparently is Andor, otherwise known as Juan Solo, and apparently, according to Forbes, no one's watching it. I guess this is what happens when you burn your bridges, Disney. We told you to fire Kathleen Kennedy around the time of Rogue One. Vague One. Yeah, the movie. The movie which a lot of people like, I never cared for. Half of a third, some of the stuff in the trailer did not even make it to the film. I mean, there's this famous scene where a female character, whom I forget who the name is, doesn't really matter, is in that tower, and she's running toward the end of this bridge, and a TIE fighter pops up in front of her. In the film, there was no TIE fighter. She's just running to nowhere on the bridge. And there were just a bunch of other stupid little things. It's like
everything adds up.
Hey, we want some cool Imperial at walkers walking on like a Caribbean beach. Okay. Fit that into the story somehow.
We can make that work.
I understand that the first Star Wars, A New Hope, Episode 4, was a cobbled together mess fixed in the editing room. But that's not a formula you should be following, Disney.
That was, what do they call it? not water in a bucket. A miracle.
All right. Ouch, ow. Damn it.
Don't hurt yourself.
My left arm still hurts, in case anyone cares.
You're getting it fixed this week.
I'm going to a doctor this week to find out what it is. Oh, this guy. Reach behind you to get the ink. That's good for the shoulder. Maybe I should keep my ink bottle on the right-hand side so that I don't have to reach with my left hand. What do you think? Would that be clever? Mm. Oh. Hello, Phydeaux. I wonder if the camera's picking up the sound of the wet tires on the road in the background. As the rain softly pitter-patters on the windows.
Pitter-patter. Nice. It's ASMR. Is that what it's called?
Mm. Only the cartoonist would shut the hell up. The Russians are retreating.
Hmm?
The Russians are retreating.
Whole time.
They're just pulling back to defensible winter positions. It's going to be a rough winter, especially if the Ukrainians keep on bombing their supply lines. The new soldiers they sent out there, they don't even appear to have given them winter gear. The Ukrainians just got a shipment from is it Finland? Yeah, the Finns just sent a bunch of winter gear.
Weren't they in the winter when they started this? It was February, wasn't it?
Yeah. But they've just sent a bunch of new troops in. And I saw a video where one of them was showing the gear he was given. And these boots, these rubber boots, uninsulated, going to be great for frostbite.
Yeah.
But the communists in Russia had a long-standing tradition of just throwing men at a problem. I don't think Putin's going to get away with that. The only reason why Stalin stayed in the war is because America was giving him a bunch of free stuff. The side that produces more will win the war.
Okay. Will win.
And don't quote me on this, but I think I saw something this morning about that dam. Apparently, there's been an explosion.
Really?
This happened like a little while ago, so I hope everything's okay over there in Ukraine. Send my best wishes to the folks.
Oh, it says 1 day ago, yeah.
Any damage?
No, it says it rocked the dam.
Yeah. So, were the Russians trying to blow it up and they just screwed up again?
Probably. They bombed near it.
How the hell did those jokers ever scare us into a Cold War?
Who knows?
Who was it? Well, some historian wrote a speculative if World War III had happened, between America and Russia, and it was written in the form of a report written by a fictional Newt Gingrich, and of course we kicked Russia's ass. But even the optimistic expectations of that story, which I read 15 years ago, I believe it would have been even more decisive than the guesstimations of that novel, which I scoffed at the time. I said, no way would it be this easy.
Wait a minute. Maybe it was.
I think it would have been far easier now if these are the people, these drunken, incompetent assholes.
Mm-hmm.
No, Charles, how do you really feel about that Vladimir Putin's people?
Is that your real opinion? I mean,
Let's go murder our neighbors so we can steal their stuff. How?
ridiculous.
I was going to say 20th century of them. But really, how 19th century of them?
Mm-hmm. I'm just surprised at how very wrong this all went. I mean, I'm not surprised. I don't know. You know what I mean.
I'm shocked at how incompetent the Russians are.
There you go. That's the best way to put it. That's what I'm shocked at too.
And we shouldn't have been.
Mm-mm.
The writing was on the wall. And Russia is not only going to lose Crimea, not only going to lose everything all the land they've put, but who's going to buy their natural gas anymore? They might have a chance of selling their oil because the oil you can toss in barrels and it's sellable everywhere in the world. But if you're not going to liquefy it to ship it, you got to ship your natural gas through pipelines, and nobody's going to build a pipeline with Russia anymore.
There won't be a reason to. No. You're right.
They've lost that industry, and it's never coming back for generations. Do the lettering on this one. And then the brain drain. Just about every what they say 500,000, 600,000 young men have fled the country.
Is that how really? That's a lot of men.
Well, not for Russia. They got
Still,
men.
that's still.
But
That's putting
they've had a demographic problem to begin with. This
Mm.
is not going to help their demographics.
No. It's significant. It might not be as huge, as big as it sounds, but it is significant.
Oh, I'm not listening to you. It should be to you. I'm glad I caught that here.
Yeah.
Just late night mind malfunctions happen. That's how that happens.
Sure.
I'm not listening to you. Glad I have room to put that in there. So reminding everyone of the Phydeaux font.
Yes, the Phydeaux font.
Created especially for the comic strip. At a 22-degree angle slanted to the right. Where the connections are made of the A's and the E's, it goes up. Even in G, it goes up. And the L's goes up. If I can get a dry brush here, this would be great because okay. Slant up. And he's all proud of himself, waggly tail. The line's getting a little thick on me here. I'll lighten up a bit. Got too much ink on the brush. Yeah, I wanted to push Art over to the left a bit so you can center. Center, justify all the text. Difficult thing to do when you're hand lettering. All right. I actually forgot the most important part on this last one.
You did.
Yeah, the signature. How else will they know who did it? Not like I have hours and hours of video proof of authorship. All right. I'm going to put this one underneath that one because this is very wet. You're going to want to smear. And Thanksgiving one needs lettering. Will this be a lettering day? Oh, and then I put the ink bottle behind me again to the left. Ouch. That hurt.
Don't do that again, then.
A little bit too much ink on the brush. We want this ink to dry sometime during the broadcast.
Let me guess, is it for tomorrow? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, this one's on Thanksgiving. So it's Thursday, right?
No, a week from Thursday.
Okay. So I'm still going a couple of weeks ahead. They want you to have everything, well, have at least be at least 2 weeks ahead. The grand cabal that runs the industry that is cartooning, daily strip. You do not follow all of these laws, you are punished.
I was going to say you will be shunned.
Canceled. Speaking of canceled, our good friend Scott Adams seems to have lost more newspapers.
Why? Well, I mean,
He doesn't care anymore. He's doing probably the best work of his life too.
I suppose there might be a time when you reach who gives a shitness.
He's an old man now. He's a senior citizen.
How old is Mr. Scott Adams?
Yeah, like 65, 66. I don't know. I don't have that magic box in front of me.
65.
That was guess.
Wow, he was married to his last wife for only 2 years.
Yeah, that didn't last long.
No, it didn't.
For a nerdy looking guy, Scott's quite the player.
Oh wait, hold on. This actually had his net worth, and I missed it. What does it say its net worth is?
23 million.
Why do you have many people?
I'm guessing 23 million.
That sounds good. 50 million.
50.
According to this, yeah.
I'm pretty sure Scott would disagree.
Probably. I wonder if the camera picks up on the people chatting outside.
Quiet, we're broadcasting in here.
We should have a little sign that says on you.
Moving text over to the left again, so I can hopefully get the R in here without getting too close to that panel. THA. You have to keep track of the letters now when you're doing this. Very easy to THANKSGIV. It's very easy to lose one. And I got a good half-inch there.
Ooh, baby.
I picked up a half-inch.
Ooh.
You know what most men would do for a half-inch?
What you know what most women would do?
I don't think most women would notice it.
A hot fish?
Yeah.
Depends. On a comic strip, they'll notice.
Now, in height, the guy was a half-inch taller. Now that's important. That was like the strangest thing. When I was younger, some spies reported to me what a girlfriend was saying about me. One of the things was, well, he's tall and he's handsome. And I said, tall? I'm not tall, am I?
You are tall. You're on the
I'm absolute average height.
You're on the average side of tall. So in other words, you're not like tall, but you're tall.
5'11".
I know, you're tall.
Not 6 feet tall. That 6 feet is tall.
You know, I had this discussion with a friend of mine, very similar to this discussion, back in college. And I want to say he was about the same height you are. I'm trying to think.
Average height.
No, well, that's what he kept saying. He kept saying he was average height. It was like, how do you figure your average height? He said that the average height of a man was 6 feet. I don't know that the average height of a man is 6 feet.
No, it's not.
Right. So, I mean...
I think 5'10's average.
Yeah, so then if you're above 5'10, you're tall.
You keep on saying Napoleon was short, but he was 5'8" by our measurements.
Well, maybe everybody around him was taller.
It was a historical mistake because they were changing weights and measures at that time. The French had to screw around with everything, which is why I refuse to use metric.
Because there were people in the world who use metric and people in the world who've been to the moon. Isn't that right? Something
Yeah, some of those lines. My arm is throbbing.
But you're gonna get it fixed.
that doesn't help right now.
I know. Do you have any Lidocaine patches on it or anything?
Nah.
Oh, I keep forgetting.
What?
I keep forgetting to ask my mother if she ever got her own. Remember?
Well, here's the thing. Since I'm the one who goes to the pharmacy and picks up not only your prescriptions but hers, wouldn't I be aware if she had gotten it?
Since you only pick up things that aren't from Margolis.
Oh, she gets that delivered. Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
Yeah. Smart ass.
To my knowledge, no, she has not gotten her own prescription to those.
I know, but she just got a delivery from Margolis the other day. And it should have been a part of that if she's going to get it. And I keep getting it.
Oh, fancy. She gets all her drugs mailed to her, delivered to her by hand. Not even mailed, but actual messenger.
Yeah. Yep. A person walks into her apartment building and
From the pharmacist right to her.
Yeah. And he's even been willing to deliver to us when he couldn't find her.
I use a drive-through CVS, and they've progressively gotten worse and worse. It all started with the COVID crap, where they were giving COVID tests out of the drive-through window, and then quality and service went downhill from that. Now they're understaffed. They close for lunch, which they've never done before. If there was another pharmacy that had a drive-through, I would move to that. Too much of a pain in the ass. I don't want to get out of my car.
No,
my car.
Because buying drugs legally through your car window
is American. Now, we don't have drive-through liquor stores in the state, but at least we have drive-through drugstores and drive-through marijuana dispensaries.
You get your drugs through your car window as God intended.
Yes. Just can't get your alcohol through your car window because that would be bad. Yeah. Cheers, folks.
Can you get delivery of alcohol?
Well, yes. I don't know if it's legal, but in my old neighborhood in Revere, there was a guy called the Samaritan who would his business started with his grandfather during Prohibition times. They were bootleg. They were basically they had a boat. If you drove a few miles offshore, there was more or less a supermarket out there with alcohol, and he would bring it in, and he had a delivery business.
Okay, so can we go back a sec?
So yes, in my old neighborhood, we can get alcohol delivered.
Okay.
I don't know if it was legal. Go ahead.
Can we go back a sec?
Why?
Samaritan?
Yeah.
So you didn't even have the false concept of good Samaritan? Was he just a bad Samaritan, but didn't want to?
Well, the way he saw it is there were a lot of people who were very addicted to alcohol.
This is true.
And they really needed their fix, so he was doing them a favor. He was being the good Samaritan.
I know, but he didn't call himself good Samaritan. He just called himself Samaritan.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't. Whatever.
But he had a really interesting business inside his house. He had this big cold room where he kept cold beer, and anytime, 24 hours a day, he delivered to you. There'd be higher delivery charges if, say, you wanted it at 2 a.m. on Sunday, but if you're willing to pay, you can get whatever you wanted. And I think he probably also sidelined with pills and maybe marijuana, but marijuana is sort of a specialty item.
Oh, there go the birds.
Mm. But I was never into the pills or the drugs. That was not my. I think I've gotten all of 3 deliveries from the guy in my misspent youth.
Oh.
But yeah, that was the day. You could everyone. Well, a lot of people mysteriously called themselves lobster men, and they had these lobster boats with these lobster traps that were mysteriously dry and never used. And they go out to check on their traps a couple of miles offshore, where there were just boats out there, and like a supermarket. You pulled up to a boat, you tell them what you wanted. You tossed them the money, they tossed you the liquor. It was the biggest pain in the ass of American history. But it was a service.
There you go.
You make a living at. And generations later, his grandkid is still doing it, but legally.
Oh, all right.
Look at this. I'm just covered in ink. I'm gonna smear. There's like no. Look at it. It's really dug into my nail there. Well. Clorox wipes. What the hell? Will a Clorox wipe work? I'm sure this stuff is great for your skin.
Positive. Yeah. But make sure to put it on some open wounds too.
It's like a cut finder.
Oh, wow.
And probably the world's worst brush cleaner too. Yes, this is not how you clean your brush, but I don't want to get up and leave and run it under water with soap. I just want to keep it alive. Okay, you go away for a minute. Because I think I'm done with the thicker brush. And we're ready to move on to one of the better brushes. That beautiful. Look at that beautiful point. Yeah. All righty then. Put that sucker up there to dry. Okay, this needs some background work. That needs some foreground work. Let's say we do the characters in this one, then we'll do the background. I've got to rethink a little bit of this. I don't think we're going to have her hair like that. And maybe I don't like how she looks here. Her head's too big. Yeah, let's fix that while we're thinking about it. Yeah, his head was much too big. No. Doesn't look like the character. Not really. Just doesn't have that je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi.
I think I had the eyeballs too low. Kind of acting performance we're going to get out of her. She's not that good an actress. What can I say? But difficult to maintain your dignity in a blanket. And yeah. Yeah, okay. I guess it's time for. I guess it's that time again.
Stop it.
No, I mean intermission. Let me put the cap back on the ink and put it back behind me so I have to reach for it in my left hand, my left arm. All right. I'm back. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I should get another beer while I'm here. Good idea.
And what's that? Another soda for your wife?
Get your own damn self.
I'm sorry, everybody. Keep him away from you.
Grab that.
I got it. Thank you.
Can you open it?
Uh-huh.
Okay. She's having an arthritic day.
Uh-huh. Very much so. But you should not be surprised given how yucky it is out there. Although actually it's like played up a little.
Yeah.
Oh well.
It was worse when we started.
Oh well.
Look, I've got ink on my glass.
Well, at least we know it's your glass.
I'm shocked there's not more ink smeared all over this place.
There's a layer of ink. You just can't tell because it's a layer. If we were to start scrubbing, this place would be so much whiter.
I guess that's another reason why other people use markers. So what is it I always say about cigars? They're like women. If you don't give them constant attention, they're going to go out on you. All right. Another way cigars are like women, you don't want to have the same one each week. Lovely box pressed cigar here, Maduro. Some off brand. Don't need to advertise. Perfect information. Oh, for the impressionable people out there, friends don't let friends cartoon drunk. This is non-alcoholic beer.
That's right.
But this is complete full Central American tobacco. Remember, kids, you too can be cool like a cartoonist.
Woohoo.
All right. Now, rather than reach behind me with my left hand, I'm going to spin on the chair and grab the ink bottle with my right hand. See? I'm clever.
Aha.
Well, I'm thinking if I keep a cigar in my left hand, I won't be tempted to use it for anything stupid like reaching for ink bottles.
And smearing. Smudging.
Have we decided which word we're using, smudge or smear?
I prefer smudge.
Smudging.
Whichever you prefer. Whichever you like.
I forgot. The cartoonist is a dirty creature, Glove. You're gonna need new ones. This is all torn up. All right. Yeah, usually I do the word balloons first, but since none of the characters are giving me any trouble word balloon wise, we'll let that slide for a moment. Now Felicia has 1, 2, 3 whiskers on this side.
And 1, 2, 4 whiskers on that side.
You're right.
Ah.
That's a trivia question you'd win.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anyone's picking up how lovely this brush is doing its job. It's giving me a nice fine line when I want it, like there, and then a thicker line when I want it, like there.
Great.
It's some of the finer squirrel pubic hair that I've come across.
You know, I think we probably said those 3 words in every live stream also.
I'd have to look it up. You know, this is number 17.
Oh my God, really?
Mm.
You should put those 3 words as a search.
What? Oh, yeah.
For the
Mm.
that.
So I've titled this Rainy Days in Disney. Always gets them down. Something like that. Just because I'm sure Disney's going to want to have that money they wasted back sooner rather than later.
Maybe they'll get it back at the box office.
You couldn't even say that with a straight face, could you?
No, couldn't get through that. No. But I tried. I did try.
I'm shocked they spent that much money on that film, knowing full out before a penny was spent, they knew that this thing was never, ever going to play in China. Talk about the most racist people upon the face of the earth. The Chinese are up there with them.
Okay.
And I don't care the quality of the film. They don't like black Americans.
True.
I don't think I've said anything about what I think the quality is of Disney's Black Panther film, the sequel, or the Wakanda sequel. It's probably a fine, serviceable film.
It could be. It could very well be. It could maybe even be better than fine.
But I was told that I was not allowed to go there, and if I was to buy a ticket, give it to a
Well, let's
person
not
of
go
color,
anyway.
and then stand
weather-
guard outside the theater.
The weather outside is frightful. But, my dear, it's still delightful. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
So there are some POCs who are POSs.
Ah!
Oh, gotta keep the left hand occupied. Now, stick with me here.
Yes.
We're asking, why Disney made this film, spent this much money on this film.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they did so because it was a black-led film? They wanted to feel good for them about themselves.
I think that we should discuss how the weather is today. Because I
So,
really
yeah.
don't think this is our way. No, I
This-
really don't think that this is something that.
This is not our ballyhoo.
No, exactly. So I think,
Nothing I really care about.
I know. So then I think that it's just something that we should, forget about.
We can't get into Disney's mind.
No.
I'm going back around from acceptance to anger back again as far as Star Wars goes.
Did we actually just mention Star Wars again?
It has had an effect on my life.
I guess it did, honey.
Ryan Johnson's the Antichrist. When a director screws up like that, I sometimes feel bad for them. The guy who did Ghostbusters, nicest guy in the world. I knew him from that talk show that he would show up on every once in a while. What it wasn't Talk Soup. The guy did an internet on broadcast and a show showing internet memes. But he had him on a few times, and
Oh, really?
yeah, he was in the audience. Paul Feig.
Yeah.
He had Paul Feig in the audience, and nice guy. He just he's in a directorial jail now for Ghostbusters 2016. His own words. And I feel bad for Paul Feig. He just allowed stronger personalities than his own to take over. It was comedians, as they call themselves, just took over. Ryan Johnson has nobody but himself to blame.
That is true.
I mean, how does someone who wasn't a Star Wars fan, knows nothing about Star Wars, write a Star Wars film? This is science fiction. It's these little details, these important things that these anorak wearing nerds will pay attention to. And unless you really know your stuff, you're going to get eaten alive.
This is true.
Nobody at Lucasfilm knew how to turn on a lightsaber. And any child who played with that toy knows that that button there is what turns it on. And they show a close-up of Rey when Kylo Ren is trying to run her down with the TIE fighter. Another thing, why is he trying to run her down with the TIE fighter? I thought he was trying to become her friend. Anyway, Kylo Ren trying to murder her with the TIE fighter. And it's a close-up of her hitting the button with her thumb to turn the lightsaber on. And I'm sure at least a dozen people in the world said, "Hey, that's the wrong button."
Simultaneously, you heard it.
Simultaneously. Hey, that's the wrong button. I had that toy. That's the Luke Skywalker lightsaber. I recognize it.
And that's not what you do with it. Wait a minute, what are you doing? Stop.
It's these little details that are important. And that would just be a fine robot chicken joke to tell if they had given us, I was going to say a good story. If they had given us a story. My goodness, I'm not even looking for a good story anymore. And George, you're not blameless in this. You didn't give us a main character in the sequels. Prequels, I mean. And no, this stuff is not made for children. I know that someday I will wake up and I will make myself a cup of coffee and maybe breakfast and sit down and
with some frothy milk.
Oh yes, coffee with some frothy milk. Sit down, relax, and I won't think about Star Wars. Someday that will happen.
Let's try it tomorrow. Tomorrow's as good a day as any.
This thing seems to be giving me a double line. Yeah, there it is. Wait a minute.
Just when you were praising.
Just when I was praising it. Yep, it split a hair. See if I can. Yeah, I can almost see something. Can I? No. Yeah, our new coffee machine does a frothy milk.
Which may or may not have led to us having multiple cups of coffee before bed last night. And you know, I was complaining I couldn't sleep.
And you drink decaf.
I know I do. I don't think I had anything to do with that. I think I just, well, I know I just. I brought you the plate to that spot where like nothing was gonna work at that point.
I think that's an ambulance.
Underwater ambulance?
Oh, yeah, no, it's a cop. You're right, underwater. Yeah, I had 3 or 4 cups of coffee. Out like a light.
Well, normally I am too, because one, like you said, it is decaf, and 2, I'm used to drinking coffee at night. It never ever bothered me, but then again, you know, I am approaching my ending my
28th birthday.
28th birthday, yes.
What is it? Sometime next week.
Well, if by next week you mean in the next like 2 days, then or 3 days or something like that. Not very long from now, let's put it that way. Hey, wait, did you say that this was live stream 17?
I think 18.
18, wow.
18, yep. Rainy days and Sundays will get Disney down.
Clever.
Just like their stock price.
But we need a rim shot. That doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
We need.
Yeah. I'm surprised they got a stock price at all. They stopped paying dividends. That's the greatest sign in the world that, well, this is not something that's going to make you money.
You would think that would have been the proverbial nail in the coffin.
And they're saying they don't ever plan on paying dividends again. Well, and people should be saying, I don't ever plan on owning that stock again.
Yeah.
Because why would you pick up, the Disney stock is cheap now. Why would you pick it up? Because we think someday in the future it might be worth more than it's worth today, right? Well, they're already telling you they plan to never, and this is a word with a big N, pay dividends. So that stock will never make you money. And I'm sorry, but greed is good.
As told to us by the
Gordon Gekko.
Yeah, 1980s movie.
It's called
Wall Street.
enlightened self-interest,
Mm-hmm.
which has fed more people than any other system on the planet. Made more happy lives. I do believe that's her mommy.
It is.
I think you should go in the other room to answer that.
I think I shall.
And we shall try to listen.
We shall. Hopefully, you shall not listen, but okay. Hi, Mama.
Did you go back to bed?
No, not yet. Possibly, but not yet.
It's a rainy Sunday. The odds are good she's going back to bed.
Yes. Yes.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Useful placement here of Felicia's and Phydeaux's ears because they're sort of covering up pieces of Beau's anatomy as she's taking the blanket. Well, this brush just keeps on doubling the line on me. See, the hair is split just slightly. Keep on thinking if I get enough ink on it, it won't happen, but so we're gonna live with that character as it is? I don't know. We might need some more refining. Let me put that aside. I'm not sure I'm happy with how she's drawn. Cheers. Try to get all the straight lines possible down here. And that way I can put it aside and let it dry.
Well, I bought some blocks. I bought some blocks. Well,
That's the table leg, right? Gotta be careful not to make any continuity errors.
yeah, it's one of the walnut orders.
So, advice for BBC Doctor Who. If you're not going to have good stories, the least you can do is make the Doctor someone you want to hang out with. A likable Doctor. We already know David Tennant's likable. Jodie Whittaker? I think the term Karen has been used in describing her. Unfairly, of course. But she wasn't likable. She actually kind of gave the impression she was trying to do a David Tennant impression. And I know this is probably not the case, but the sum total of research she probably did for the part was watching David Tennant. And it's fine. You don't have to be a Whovian to play the role. But I guess you kind of do to write it. You got to be a Star Wars fan to write Star Wars. Got to be a Marvel fan to write Marvel. Got to be a Witcher fan to write The Witcher. As Henry Cavill said, if you they don't even like the franchise. The writers, and they're trying their best to put their own slant on it. Well, if you want to put your own slant on something, create it yourself. What George R. R. Martin did. He made his own little universe, so he can Do whatever the hell he wants with it. J.K. Rowling, she made her own little universe. Dumbledore's gay. Who cares? Okay, fine. She can make them whatever she wants. She can even make them boring and unentertaining if she wishes. Oh, wait a minute, that's what she's done. Cheers. Okay. Bo's head is popping into the word balloon there, and maybe a little bit there. Nothing serious. I can just go ahead and ink the characters. Oh my God, where'd all that ink come? Look at this. Is it on the bottle? I am just covered in ink.
Yeah, you are.
I don't even know where it came from. Yeah, gee. Was I like that a few minutes ago, people? Did anyone notice that on the camera?
I wasn't looking, or else I would tell you, but you'll have to go back and rewatch.
Now it's brush cleaned off. I generally don't get this much ink on me. Oops, there's the
Something
camera.
must have gotten splashed up or something.
Oh, there's. I'm gonna check the bottle, but then my left hand had very little ink on it.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing on the bottle.
Did you pick up the brush one?
I don't see any visible signs. Gee, look how that point is gone. Well, let's try that again. I almost want to keep the rag at the ready. So I was talking about likable characters. Having a likable character goes a long way to helping your franchise.
Yes, it does. You would think some of
But
the
I'll
studios
still-
would learn that.
I'll still maintain that the story is more important. And here's my essay on that.
Okay.
In the 1980s, they had a Doctor Who character by the name of Baker.
Mhm.
Real bastard. First thing he does when he transforms is he tries to murder his companion.
Oh, that's not good.
They dressed him like a Skittles factory exploded on him. Just a horrible Doctor Who. But the writing was okay.
There you go.
You know, they survived. It was a successful series.
I agree. Writing can really make things good or bad.
I guess it helps with a Doctor Who character is if it's someone you want to hang around with. You want to hang around with Matt Smith. You want to hang around with David Tennant. They're fun people. Do you want to hang around with Jodie Whittaker? I don't know. I hope this new guy that they pick up, the POC, is fun. That you want to hang around with him. That's the first step. Tell the guy he's supposed to be fun. He's not there to make a statement. He's there to play a character. Everyone already sort of knows, but they allow these actors to bring their own personality to the role, which is a mistake because actors think they're wonderful and they think they have a wonderful personality. They think they do. Otherwise they would not be actors. If they did not think they were the most wonderful person in the world, that they must share their personality with everyone, they wouldn't be doing it. I know I'm not the most wonderful person in the world.
You are.
I
You're the
don't want to
most
share my
wonderful
personality with
person.
anyone. I'm just trying to draw a comic strip. You're biased. You married me. You have to say that.
No, I
Yeah, you do.
don't.
But all that wonderful fan mail out there, they don't have to say it.
There you go.
Miss Coates, that was a very funny email.
Mm.
I think that one even got a chuckle out of the wife.
I'm not getting sent out to what?
So, what do we have to look forward to from the Walt Disney Corporation? In the Marvel universe, of course.
That's just a little.
In the Marvel universe, we have Ant-Man and the Wasp, the third film in that series. And I liked the first one. Second one wasn't bad. I'm not a problem with it. They don't have the Henry Pym character down properly. Hank Pym was a
I
passive.
know you've been saying about that for a while.
Hank Pym was a pacifist, and his suit was stolen from him, and came to the point where he's just like, "Screw it, I don't want it. You can have it." That's how they got the new Ant-Man. But they've got Mike Douglas, Kirk, one of those Douglases, playing him now, as an old man, and he's
Yeah.
he's just playing himself. He's not really playing a character.
True.
Just taking the paycheck.
I don't know if I want to fault him on that though.
Speaking of taking a paycheck, we also have Indiana Jones 5 to look forward to. Harrison Ford's just taking his paycheck. Apparently, they're having a lot of very predictable problems with that one. And I say it's predictable because Kathleen Kennedy.
She has become a bit predictable.
I've already stated my wonderment that she has her job. Who would have thought that the secretary from Raiders of the Lost Ark would have been the villain from Star Wars? An old joke. But Disney does not, it has no intention whatsoever of correcting the situation.
Did anybody suspect that they did though?
Well, common sense would say that you would, because they have to make money. That's usually the great leveler. You know, they were actually buying tickets to their own films at one point to try to raise the box office. It was considered like priming the pump. And yeah, okay, but that doesn't make you money. And they have to get to a point where they run out of money or realize that they can't spend money like this.
It might happen.
They're not there to send a message. As Louis P. Mayer said, if you want to send a message, use Western Union.
Yes, but he didn't tell them how to. He told them how to send a message, not how to write. Like he should have followed up with, if you want to write a good story, then blah 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 blah. Learn how to. I don't know.
You've got to start hiring people for talent, not to check a box.
Well,
It should be a cutthroat industry where only the finest get their stories made into films.
well, now things that's not going to happen. That's just not the way it is anymore. So many things can get published. So many things can get broadcast.
Like shitty comic strips like this.
This is one of the gems.
Nah, this is mediocre. This is mediocre at best.
I disagree.
I have no delusions. I know where I stand.
No, I disagree.
I'm hoping at least to make likable characters that people will want to see
Come on,
every day.
fan club, tell him he's wrong.
But I guess I'd have to say Disney is a bit of a mystery. Has always been a bit of a mystery to me because I've never liked Mickey Mouse. I've never liked majority of their product. It's always been saccharine crap made for children or just kind of slightly on the creepy side. Remember Return to Witch Mountain and all the
Oh, that was super creepy. But I liked it, though.
yeah, Herbie. It just the love bug. Disney's always just had that slight, too clean, creepy side to it that I never reacted to. I'm more of a Warner Brothers character and MGM. I liked those cartoons. I don't think anyone can legitimately say they like anything Mickey's been in besides like maybe Fantasia.
Mickey's just a mascot at this point. He's not really, or he's like a figurehead. He's just their symbol. He's not quality or content, really.
So we should do a countdown. How long until Disney loses the Reedy Creek District tax breaks?
Oh, you've been calling that.
That's going to be the nail in the coffin. And DeSantis is going to do it.
That will happen. You're right. It's just picking it over in my head. Should happen anyway.
If they kept their heads down, did not get into the weeds with the politicians, maybe they could have skated on another couple of generations.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks my generation will be the last to see it, to see Disney. I can see the parks closed in my lifetime. They're not maintaining them anymore. They're museum pieces. They're afraid to touch them, and when they do touch them, they make a mess. Look what they've done to Splash Mountain. It's ugly. And they've taken all the character out of Pirates of the Caribbean, and they put in fucking Captain Jack Sparrow. And then they had it, and then with the whole Johnny Depp thing occurred, they were all confused, and they took him out. And so I wonder if they put him back in since he won with Amber Heard.
They should. That'll probably give them a lot of credit.
So now they're going to make a Pirates of the Caribbean film with all girl pirates. Now, this should be the most freaking successful film in the world. How can you lose? Get a bunch of sexy women in pirate costumes, right?
Right.
Will Disney do that?
No.
No. We don't even have to ask. Should be a knock it out of the ballpark home run.
Maybe it will be.
I think it's going to look a lot more like Cutthroat Island, that old Gina Davis pirate film. It might make Cutthroat Island look good in comparison. And we've got to make it family friendly. These are pirates. They're murderers and thieves.
They should be.
You can't make family friendly murderers and thieves. Give me a rated R Pirates of the Caribbean, all female cast. I think one of the female pirates used to go around topless. That would probably be a good idea, Disney. Never do it. Cheers.
Cheers.
So I once jokingly put out there online that I was accepting the position of president of Disney. And this is what I would do. Fix the parks. I guess you can't do much with pricing. The pricing has gone up.
10 up.
But they need to pay their people more. So what are you going to do? And plus, keep the prices up to keep the riffraff out. So
That's what they've been trying to do.
So I'm class conscious in that matter. So I might keep the prices as they are. Just give the people more for it.
Oh, that's what they're missing.
Yeah, give them a quality product. If they're going to pay for it, make it something that's worth paying for, something they want to return to. We're closing that stupid Disney Plus down and firing everybody, and we're going to make money on all these franchises we own. Hire the Hensons to do the Muppets again. People forget the Muppets was the first thing Disney bought and destroyed. It should have been the canary in the canary in the coal mine, the big red flag. Yes.
Dun, 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 dun. A parade of red flags.
Jeez, and then they bought Marvel, destroyed that. They bought Star Wars, they destroyed that. That they bought Fox. Have you heard from any of the Fox things lately?
No, not really.
What are they in that Disney vault? To bring them out in 50 years to enjoy. They had this. They put the Simpsons on Disney Plus, and they edited it. They cropped down the screen size. So a lot of the jokes, like there's a Duff Beer episode where they were showing all the different flavors of Duff Beer, and on the top of the panel you could see that it's just one pipe leading to all the different vats, so it's all the same beer. But when they cropped down the screen size, you couldn't see that pipe, so they killed the joke. And they didn't even notice it. It took the fans to say, "Hey, you killed the joke."
Sometimes people are just not too bright.
It's the opposite of the Midas touch. Everything they buy doesn't turn to gold; it turns to the other thing.
Not gold?
Shit.
Oh.
All right, we're on our 2-hour limit here. Since my arm hurts so much, I'm going to say good night to everybody. Good day.
Good night, good day.
We're gonna put the bottle back on the ink well. We're still covered in ink stained wretch. See you next Sunday. Sunday. Same place.
Bye, all.
And we're out.